We all know that in 2025, AI is the king of everything in the world. Everyone says our jobs are going to be taken, but can it out-invest a crypto veteran? I've been in the crypto space since 2017, really full-time since 2020, and I have had a ton of wins in the market over that time. But can AI put together a better portfolio than me for the rest of the year? In this video, AI and myself are going to battle and put together a portfolio for the rest of 2025, and we will see truly if AI can out-invest someone who's been seasoned in the crypto market. So without further ado, let's jump into it. And before we get started, guys, be sure to drop down. If you enjoy the content here on the channel, be sure to like the video down below and subscribe to the channel. It helps us get in front of like-minded crypto investors and crypto bulls just like yourself. And of course, a big shout out to our sponsors here on In the Game. We have some incredible sponsors from our premier centralized exchange partner, Blofin, 𝗕𝗟𝗏𝗪𝗏, as well as Everreach Labs. And just quickly, if you are looking for a place to trade and also want to compete in a competition to win up to $4 million right now, you can sign up to Blofin down below in the description. They have their War of the Whales competition live at this moment. $4.2 million in prizes, including a trip to the Grand Prix and a Tesla Cybertruck. So for the best no KYC exchange, there is a link down below in the description. Now let's jump into it. As I mentioned, we all know that AI is taking over the world in every sort of facet. Like, it's really not a secret at this point in time. And I think that we really are going to see a big shift in the next few years as to how AI is utilized. Of course, people are worried it's going to take people's jobs, etc. But what about me? What about you as a crypto investor? Can AI outperform someone who has seen the markets unfold and had experience in the trenches of crypto over the last 8 years? Well, we're going to find out in this video. We're going to have AI put together a portfolio, and I'm going to go back and forth with AI. I'm going to let it go first as well in most of these. So I will let it choose an altcoin, and then I will choose an altcoin in multiple different sectors. I'll go over the criteria, and we will revisit this over the course of the year and see, look, can AI outperform someone who has been in the crypto markets for almost a decade at this point, since 2017? So we're going to go ahead and just dive right into this one. So I'm not using my watch list today. Obviously, I'm in the entire crypto market. So as we see here, we have the analytics tab pulled up on Nexus. If you're not already using Nexus, I highly advise to check it out down below. You can track all of your wallets without connecting them. You can track the entire market. You can get alpha. You can get data across any of the big DeFi platforms. And of course, you can trade as well coming up in the coming days. So check out Nexus down below as well. What we're going to do, we're going to balance this out by using ChatGPT as well as Grok, okay? And like I said, we're going to have some criterias here. So we're doing AI versus myself, Hustle, and the 6 categories that we're going to roll with here are going to be any altcoin of choice. So I'm just going to prompt AI, what would be your favorite, most bullish altcoin for this cycle? I'm going to let it choose, and then I will choose any altcoin of choice. From there, we go into choosing a gaming altcoin, a DeFi altcoin, an AI altcoin, a blockchain, so any major chain, L1, L2s, L3s, whatever the case is. And then from there, we are obviously going to degen and pick a meme coin. I will also log the price at which these tokens are at currently, so we can revisit this at the end of the year and see, look, can someone who I feel like I'm pretty good in the markets as far as trading and as far as long-term trends, let's see if we can defeat AI, the big, 9-foot, 100-foot giant in the room that everyone's scared of for the next few years, right? So let's go ahead and embrace the technology, see if it can beat me as well, and maybe we put money into both portfolios. So let's go ahead and jump into it, guys. So I'm going to start here with ChatGPT, and I am simply going to prompt it to give me its most bullish altcoins for the 2025 bull run. So let's go ahead and do that. So I am prompting ChatGPT here to say, what are your most bullish altcoins for the 2025 bull run and why? So I want it to give me a list of projects here, and then we want it to narrow down. And immediately, the top bullish altcoin, they say Ethereum, Solana. Look,
if they choose Ethereum, I mean, we already have a major advantage here because I don't really think that Ethereum should be the choice if you want multiples on your money, of course. I just think that there's much stronger altcoins. And if it flops here and it chooses a certain altcoin, I know what I'm going with here. It's the strongest altcoin in the market. So we'll just see. Honestly, they're naming some pretty good projects, though. I mean, Ethereum, Solana, Chainlink, Render, 𝗬𝗎, I love 𝗬𝗎. We have Arbitrum and Optimism, Celestia, Caspa, Ethereum Layer 2 tokens like ZK and Stark. We have Polygon and some honorable mentions. They mentioned 𝗓𝗡 𝗔𝗥𝗔𝗗𝗘, although they merged, so that needs to be the new artificial super intelligence token. We have 𝗕𝗟𝗢𝗟, so those are their AI picks here. Real world assets, they like Ondo and Maker. I like those picks. Gaming tokens as well, and they obviously mentioned if crypto gaming rebounds. Oh, they're even trolling us here that crypto gaming is doing bad. ChatGPT knows. And then privacy, they like A0 and secret. All right, so what I'm going to do here also is say, if you had to invest in only one of these tokens for the 2025 bull run, what would it be? All right, let's see this. They like Solana. Okay, that's not a bad choice. I mean, look, Solana's down 50% from the highs. If we just go take a look at it, pretty good choice. And that takes Solana away from me. So what I'm doing here, so I want people to understand as well, I'm not going to pick the same coin, any same coin that the AI picks. So anything they choose, I'm not picking that token. So this takes Solana off of my table. You can almost think of it like a fantasy football draft, okay? Like I can't take what the AI takes. So what we're looking at here, even if I'm bullish on it, and obviously I have Solana in my portfolio and I have a pretty good amount of Solana in my portfolio. But hey, pretty good pick here as it went down from 250 to 140. I have to say, ChatGPT did a pretty good job here. I like that pick. So let's just double up here, though, and see what Grok has to say on the exact same prompt. All right, so Grok immediately spits out Ethereum, Solana. They like Cardano, Chainlink, Polygon. I'm curious why the AI still likes Polygon. That's pretty wild. I just feel like it's kind of, I don't know, the sentiment on Polygon has definitely gone down over the years, but you know, this is why AI still has some flaws, like keeping up with market trends sometimes, although they did nail it on the head that crypto gaming needs to catch up. So let me ask it the same thing. If you had to choose one of these for the 2025 bull run, which would it be? So let's see what Grok says. Obviously, ChatGPT chose Solana, and Grok chooses Ethereum. I'm going to go ahead and accredit it to Solana. So they'll be able to take Solana, and the current price is at 142, I believe. Yep, 142. So we'll go ahead and note that down there for ChatGPT. Really, I think it's a better choice. I think there's more multiples to be had potentially in Solana this cycle. Obviously, I need to take the best altcoin of the cycle off the table here. So I'm taking Hyperliquid before they potentially do. So what I'm doing Hype here, and the price was at $36.48. Obviously, for me, this is a no-brainer. The revenue that they make every day, they buy back the token every single day as well. I think that that's a super bullish proposition. You have one of the most profitable companies in crypto that is also buying back your bags every single day. I think the value accrual here for this token gets it to $100 this cycle. So I'm going to take Hyperliquid. So first and foremost, any altcoin, we gave the privilege to choose. We have AI choosing Solana and myself choosing Hype. So that is a pretty good start here. And I do think that both are pretty good selections as far as the first choices here on this portfolio. All right, let's continue it here. So I have prompted, what is your most bullish crypto gaming altcoins for the 2025 bull run and why? Obviously, this has been one of the slower narratives so far of this cycle, but I do still think it has legs whenever a good catalyst comes up. So first and foremost, they like IMX. That's pretty obvious. I mean, they're one of the bigger market caps, but also IMX has just been steady in the market for the last 3 years. They've been a good performer, I can't lie. So those are pretty good picks. IMX, Ronin, Beam. It's funny. because every single show I shout out these coins: Ronin, Beam, Prime, Super, IMX, etc. So pretty good to see the sentiment there as far as their top three. I have to say, the next two, Gala and ILV, are not two that I would be investing in. I would definitely sideline my money on those tokens at this point in time. And then their honorable mentions were Treasure, Big Time, YGG, Rev, Citus, and Phantasma. Wow. Really making it feel like the 2021, 2023 bull runs with some of those picks there. All right, so they're choosing some dinosaur coins here. Oh, but it already did the choice right here. So final pick, if only one, is going to be IMX. I definitely like that, and taking the kind of category leader off the table could be an advantage for ChatGPT here. So let's go ahead and do the exact same prompt over on Grok and see if we get any differentiating answers, or if we can maybe match up, because obviously it chose Ethereum on their any altcoin selection, but obviously ChatGPT chose Solana, and I would have to say that Solana is just simply a better pick. So we went with Solana for the AI. So top three bullish altcoins for 2025 for crypto gaming. They like 𝗪𝗓𝗋𝗋 as well. We see here Beam. I love Beam, and it is one of those coins that just moves very strong when the market is hot. So yeah, I think they're choosing some pretty good coins here. Once again, IMX, Beam, and Ronin. So why these gaming altcoins are kind of giving examples as to why a potential drop in dominance with altcoins like IMX, Beam, and Ronin are likely to outperform. If I had to choose one, they're going with IMX as well, as we see here. If I had to choose one, recalling your earlier question, I'd stick with 𝗪𝗓𝗋𝗋. All right, so it is pretty clear here. They like immutable. So let's go ahead and find 𝗪𝗓𝗋𝗋 here. And I think, yeah, we're going to have to search it up here. IMX. We'll grab the current price for the AI, and it is sitting at 40 cents. So we have gaming altcoin for AI is IMX, and that is going to be at 40 cents. All right, and that leaves a pretty hard one for me here. Whenever I'm looking through gaming tokens, and obviously my watch list, I have a ton of gaming coins on. I could look at Beam, I could look at Ronin, but honestly, I want something more speculative. Like, I think that for the gaming space, something that's tied in with a bunch of different projects and also has different layers, and maybe even a buyback layer similarly to Hyperliquid, I am going to go with a dark horse that none of the AIs mentioned. I'm going with Superverse here. This is obviously one of the universal gaming projects. They have over 100 gaming partners, and their new DEX, Black Hole, which is founded by Elio Trades and Alex Becker. 10% of that revenue, I believe, or was it 15, one of the two, is buying back the Super token. So their DeFi protocol is also going to take percentages of revenue and buy back the Superverse token. So I like Super here. So I'm going to take Super at 58 cents as my gaming altcoin of choice. All right, so next up is DeFi, and I do think DeFi has a big narrative. Obviously, as I just mentioned, the big DEX coming out from Superverse is one of the reasons that I like Super moving forward. So just looking at the market right now, I think DeFi has been exploding. We see regulatory clarity around it. So what are your most bullish DeFi altcoins for 2025? And why? So let's go ahead and see what ChatGPT likes here as far as DeFi. We see Aave. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love Aave? It is the category leader. We have MakerDAO and Spark Protocol. So it does seem like if they're going to choose one, because they're now ranking them, AI gets pretty smart here and they know what we're asking. So number one, the champion for them is Aave. We see here they like Curve and Convex. Okay, interesting. We have GMX, SNX, and perp dexes. But if they're going to mention a perp dex, how are they not mentioning Hyperliquid? That is kind of crazy to me. If they're going to mention perp dexes and not Hyperliquid. Okay. Uniswap, Lido, Rocket Pool. They have some small cap DeFi gems here, from Libra to Maple, not Libra like the Argentina coin, Maple Finance, etc. And if they had to choose one, they're going with Pendle. Wow. And they put it here on the low cap gems. All right. Interesting. So ChatGPT likes Pendle. Let's see if a similar answer comes out of Grok, because that's honestly a crazy pick whenever it was ranking them 1, 2, 3 on the emojis. Wow. Okay. We see that Grok likes Uniswap. I mean, that's tough. If you're investing in Uniswap this cycle, I mean, maybe it pays off, but that's crazy. Why these DeFi altcoins? So they like Curve, Aave, and Uniswap. And I believe if they have to choose one, they're going with the Uniswap. Wow. Okay. That's interesting. Do you like Pendle as an altcoin? Let's just see if what they think about Pendle, because ChatGPT is choosing Pendle, which I actually think is a pretty solid pick. And when we go look at the market cap here, that could be an outperformer. So that's one of those things where, like, you know, it is ranked 102. It's a $500 million market cap opposed to some of these other tokens. But man, that's a crazy pick when it was ranking Aave as, you know, the number one. We see here the bull case, you know, they have strong fundamentals, growing TVL, institutional and regulatory tailwinds. Yeah. Where I choose Uniswap for its dominance and broad adoption. While it remains my top pick, Pendle is a close contender for 2025. Let's roll with Pendle. I actually think that's a pretty sharp pick from the ChatGPT side. So Pendle at $3.34 for the AI altcoin, or for the DeFi altcoin, pardon me. And honestly, I'm going to roll with one that none of them mentioned, but for the same reason. Like, I don't want to go with an Aave or something like that because it's already like a $3 billion fully diluted market cap. I like 𝗕𝗓 as a DeFi altcoin here. So this is on the base ecosystem. Their TVL and metrics have been growing like crazy. I like KTA here as far as what I'm looking at in the sector because, like I said, if we just go look at Aave, for example, I know it's going to be on that top 50. So let's just go back to analytics. We see here Aave is already a $3.8 billion market cap, whereas looking at KTA, we have a $275 million market cap with a $600 million fully diluted. I like that, so I'm going to go with KTA at 68 cents for my DeFi altcoin. So 68 cents. So yeah, it's a pretty competitive portfolio, to be honest. Like, this could be, honestly, they're pretty sharp. And this is why AI is growing at the rate that it is, guys. Like, this has honestly been really fun just to kind of experiment with. But I think seeing the results at the end of this year are going to be way better. Like, when we recap this and just see, like, look, can you maybe look at AI to help you shape up your portfolio? This could be a very good reference point to that. But let's see the ultimate challenge. Is AI good at picking AI altcoin gems? So now we're going to ask, what are their most bullish altcoins in the AI sector for the 2025 bull run? Maybe it's Inception. Maybe they don't, maybe the AI's wires get crossed because they're choosing AI coins. Who knows? So they like Fetch. I don't know. Investing in the merger coin is just not, I've not been a fan of it ever since it happened. So that's definitely not going to be on my list. They have Ocean Protocol. It also is the same token. So like I said, and then Singularity Net. That's what I said. They're getting their wires crossed here. I just predicted that on the spot. That's crazy. But we see here Render. I do like Render quite a bit. You guys know that on the channel. They have Akash, Numeraire, BitTensor, 𝗏. That's my, golden child in the altcoin space for AI. Let's just hope that that's not what they pick. They like ASI. That's insane to me. There's just no way that I would choose ASI over something like 𝗏 in this market. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to type in the whole ticker because artificial super intelligence. Let's see here. 1.5 billion, 1.7 billion. I mean, the market cap's not too unfriendly, to be completely honest with you. I don't know, just the performance of this token hasn't really inspired a lot of confidence for me, but let's see what Grok thinks, because maybe Grok isn't going to go ASI. I don't know. That just seems crazy to me. I know a lot of people are still bullish on it because of the merger and everything, but it kind of just provides a lot of, a lot of murkiness as far as what you're getting. They like Fetch. These AIs, man. Render, once again, I love Render. I wouldn't be surprised if Grok was to choose Render. I mean, it's one of the most undervalued altcoins right now in the AI sector. If you ask me, I can go to my AI watch list here quickly. And once again, another pro about Nexus, you can just hop between all your watch lists, meme coins, games, gems, RWA, gaming, and we have AI here. So right now with Render sitting at 1.5 bill, I do think that's pretty undervalued. I wouldn't be surprised if that's one of the picks. And then they have 𝗏. If they had to choose one, they like Fetch. What in the world? That's crazy. Or deeper dive into Fetch, Render, or 𝗏. Okay. Well, this is a consensus. They both like ASI. All right. They can go ahead and choose that. That's going to give me a decent advantage here whenever it comes to, I think I have an advantage at least with the coin that I'm going to choose. And you guys probably know if you watch the channel here. So ASI is at 65 cents. So their AI altcoin is ASI at 65 cents. All right. That's all right, because I'm going with the absolute king of AI. Every time that this token moves, it causes a wave, and I do think that right now I'm getting a good price on this, and that's 𝗬. Even though the market cap's higher, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 has proven themselves to be by far the #1 AI altcoin in crypto. When this thing moves, it moves aggressively. And honestly, the amount of development on the network is at all-time highs. So for me, I'm taking 𝗬 at 321 as my AI token of choice. And I can't believe I got away with that. I feel like that's robbery, because I think this can go to $1,000 this cycle quite easily. But hey, who knows? Maybe ASI does more multiples and AI's really got me in a chokehold there, but we're going to have to find out. All right, we only have 2 categories left. Guys, if you're enjoying this video so far, like the video down below and leave your thoughts in the comment section, of course. And what would be your 6 tokens that you would choose? I would love to hear your opinions. Now I'm going to ask, what are your most bullish layer 1 or layer 2 blockchain coins? So I want AI and myself to pick a single chain. Doesn't matter what it is, if it's EVM, anything. I want to know what are the chains that AI is looking at and why. So let's go ahead and prompt ChatGPT here. And honestly, like, ChatGPT's been sharper than Grok in this experiment. I know a lot of people talk about Grok, but you know, I think a lot of the answers have been very similar regardless. So they like Solana as a layer 1. Obviously, Solana is disqualified because they already picked it at the top. So we'll see what they have in store here. They like Ethereum. They like Arbitrum. Yeah, I mean, those are good picks. I don't think that's where I'd be going. I have one in my head that I think is going to be one of the kings of the cycle, but we're going to have to find out here in just a second. They have 𝗬𝗎, layer 1. Yeah, I mean, 𝗬𝗎, very, very bullish. I'm a big 𝗬𝗎 bull. We have Optimism, Starknet. So this is very similar to their first list. So whenever I'm asking about layer 1s, their first list that we spit out here for just any altcoin in the space, this is the exact same list that they liked. They also like 𝗕𝗟, Cosmos, Mantle. Mantle's underrated. That's actually a pretty good pick. So they like the different things, DeFi games, deepen, the high TVL and DEX activity. Yeah, so if they have to choose one, they chose Solana. So what I'm going to say is, excluding Solana, what would you pick? So let's see. Excluding Solana, which would be arguably the top high beta L1. They like Arbitrum. All right, interesting. I don't know that Arbitrum is what I would choose for an investment. So maybe we can see if Grok has a little bit of a better answer here, even though they chose ASI. I thought that that was a little, I don't know. Just a crazy pick to me. We'll see. Let me know your thoughts on ASI down below. Obviously, it's 3 of the biggest altcoins merged together, so that could have a good narrative behind it. But man, I don't know. Let's see. Top 3 bullish layer 1 and layer 2 blockchain coins for 2025. They both liked Ethereum, so that is something to keep in mind. But I don't know, giving them Ethereum, I just feel like I'll automatically win because of multiples. They like Solana, of course, but they already have Solana in their portfolio. So I gave AI Solana. Like, they already have that. We'll see what they pick here, though. Arbitrum, layer 2. They have all the different apps that they have. So they both like Arbitrum, which is interesting. I mean, I like Arbitrum. Nexus Trading is built with Arbitrum and Hyperliquid, so I really can't like say that that's weird. But at the same time, it is a diverse choice considering everything that's out there. So they like Ethereum here. So one chooses Ethereum and one chooses Arbitrum. I mean, I feel like it could be unfair giving AI Ethereum because of the market cap. So like what I'm going to choose is below 20 billion and this is at 292 billion. So if this coin goes to 700 billion, it's only a 2x. Whereas if I choose a coin at 12 billion, it's going to go to, 70 billion. I just do more multiples. So I don't know. I'm going to say excluding Ethereum. Because like I said, we're going to try to do this by percentage gains. So I don't know if this is fair or not, but excluding Ethereum, what would you choose? I'm going to have to say and Solana. because they already have Solana in the portfolio, and that was its number 2 choice. So it's looking here, and it seems to like, other than Ethereum, okay, this is better. They're going to give us 3 now that are different. This is why AI is great. And if you're not using AI for some research and just a little bit of fact checking, and really it can help you find an edge in different stuff in the market. So they like Arbitrum, they like 𝗬𝗎. I like both of those, honestly. And then Polygon. Yeah, I wouldn't be choosing Polygon. If they choose Polygon, Grok is cooked. Let's see here. I believe they're going to give us some more reasoning here, and then they're going to roll into what coin they would choose. Risks to consider. Yeah, there's always risks when investing in crypto, of course. If they had to choose one, according to my question earlier, they like Arbitrum. All right. Interesting. So they're going to go with Arbitrum here. Honestly, it's a pretty good play. Their TVL has still been steady, but both AIs just matched up on ARB. And I think obviously at 1.5 bill, it has way more upside than something like Ethereum. Ethereum is more of a safe hold. But if they want to try to beat me in this portfolio challenge, I think that this could be a smart pick. So they like Arbitrum at 30 cents. So we're going to go here. And honestly, I'm maybe giving them an advantage by doing that, because look, if they got Ethereum, I feel like I'd win almost by proxy, because not that Ethereum's bad. I'm saying more so that the X's that it can do are just way less than what can be provided by something like an Arbitrum. So that's interesting. I feel like, yeah, it just wouldn't have been fair to give them Ethereum whenever I'm choosing altcoins that are probably going to do way higher multiples throughout the cycle. Mine is pretty simple, and I started grimacing a little bit whenever I saw it pop up in these lists here. Like they mentioned it in ChatGPT's list, and then they mentioned it here whenever I asked them to eliminate a couple of altcoins. I like 𝗬𝗎. The institutional interest, the builders coming into 𝗬𝗎, Pokemon NFTs on 𝗬𝗎, they're really pushing for gaming, the handheld device. Stable coins have like tripled on the chain over the last 3 months. So for me, I'm looking at 𝗬𝗎 as my blockchain pickup choice. $8 billion circulating market cap, $26 billion fully diluted. Once again, this is like a great example of if Ethereum went to 750, so at 3x, I think 𝗬𝗎 would like 5 to 10x, which then I would just win on multiples perspective. Whereas now, if they have Arbitrum at 1.5 bill, it could do similar X's and make this competition a lot more competitive. So I like 𝗬𝗎 at $2.61. And now let's see if AI is really a degen when we're diving into meme coins. All right, here we go. Let's see. Obviously, I think we got their wires crossed on the AI. I'll be shocked if ASI outperforms me by the end of the year, but hey, whatever. I used to hold Ocean. Maybe I'm salty because I was up a lot on Ocean, and then they did this stupid merger. So top bullish meme coins for the 2025 bull run. Dog with hat. They have 𝗵𝗵, the Ethereum OG meme. Yeah, I guess it is. I hit a big multiple whenever 𝗵𝗵 come out. We gave it to you on this channel as well, so that was awesome. Bonk, Floki, 𝗥𝗏𝗏, although it's been dethroned as the biggest meme coin on Avalanche. Interesting. They also like Myro, Joe Biden, Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10, Turbo. AI is a degenerate, man. Wow. All right. So they like dog with hat. Not a bad choice. Is that narrative kind of played out though? Maybe, but it is one of the higher market cap and steady meme coins in the market. Let me just look at WIF actually really quick before I do the prompt on ChatGPT, because I am not in on WIF at this moment in time. I don't really know where it's sitting. It's the 80th coin on the market, and it is 750 million market cap. Good upside, honestly, if the meme coin cycle does come back. So I'm going to ask Grok the same thing. What are your most bullish meme coins for the 2025 bull run, and why? Obviously, ChatGPT, they went into their bag down here. The smaller cap, I mean, they got the Joe Biden. I mean, if Biden does numbers this cycle, I don't know. That was like a very niche altcoin. Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10, is crazy recommendations here. They're going to get people wrecked by some of these, I tell you. All right, let's see here, Grok. What do you got for me on the meme coin sector? Let's see if you can cook up some degeneracy, or if you're going to play it safe. I knew it. I knew Grok was going to say Doge because it's Elon's platform. He probably programmed that in, I'm telling you. There's no way that they weren't going to say Doge, with Elon being the founder of Grok and X, or CEO of Grok and X. Pepe, Popcat. Yeah, not too bad. I mean, Popcat's still got a good narrative behind it. I love Pepe. I mean, Pepe's a solid choice. Why these meme coins? Market trends. Yeah, community and hype, obviously, big time factor in these things. Risk to consider should be everything. Just like, you literally could lose all your money in these coins if they had to choose one. They like Pepe. All right. Okay, so we have one that's choosing WIF and one that's choosing Pepe. So my thought process here, let's take a look at the market cap. Because honestly, I think Pepe has more of a mainstream appeal to it. However, it's also $3.8 billion market cap. So, and they didn't even mention WIF. So I'm just going to ask ChatGPT, since they chose WIF. Excluding WIF, what would you choose? If they like Pepe, then that could be... Yeah, they like Pepe. Okay. So we've gone back and forth. Like ChatGPT's picked some and Grok's picked some. Obviously, I think Dog with Hat has more upside, but Pepe is the king meme on Ethereum where all the liquidity lies. Look, I don't think it's a bad play. And honestly, I would invest in Pepe before I invest in WIF. That's just me. Sentiment on Solana's down like crazy. I don't know. I would just go with Pepe. And once Ethereum does start to move, I do think that that's a better play. So we're going to let Grok have this one with Pepe. They also like Mog, Turbo, and Bonk. Some pretty good choices, honestly. I wasn't expecting that degeneracy from ChatGPT there or Grok. Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10, Inu. That is an insane choice. Like, props to AI, man. They've come a long way, and they really are feeding into our degeneracy here. So my meme coin of choice, obviously, I think that there's two for the people in crypto that you'd be looking at right now to hold long term. Number one is 𝗏𝗏coin, but it's sitting at $1 billion already. Obviously, it's not all-time highs. If we just look here, this thing got up to $2, $2 billion market cap. So 𝗏𝗏coin is 100% in the running here. But also, I think you have to look at Pengu. And I think Pengu's due for a run massively, especially whenever the narrative comes around with abstract TGEs, everything like that. And if you look at the price action, I mean, it's been nothing but down because the environment hasn't provided anything otherwise. So for me, it's hard. I mean, 𝗏𝗏coin just goes harder in the short term, and if I'm trying to invest for the next 6 months, this is hard. They didn't mention either of these coins either. This coin just gets so much volume and momentum whenever the market turns up. I'm going with 𝗏𝗏coin. It's still 50% under all-time highs. Let's give it a shot, man. Let's give it a shot. We're going to go with 𝗏𝗏. My honorable mention would be Pengu, but that price action does, and I have a bag of Pengu, but man, that price action is just so rough. Whereas you look at 𝗏𝗏coin, and every time the market turns up, 𝗏𝗏coin turns up. So meme coin, I am going with 𝗏𝗏, and that is at 97 cents. So that is the portfolios that we put together here. So I'm going to recap it. AI has gone with Solana, IMX, Pendle for their DeFi coin. AI coin is ASI. Their major chain, like any blockchain, is Arbitrum. And then the meme coin of choice for them is Pepe. I like their stack, completely honest. I think that you could literally invest in that and do pretty well this cycle. My altcoins of choice are Hyperliquid, Superverse, Kita, Tau, Sui, and 𝗏𝗏coin. Now, I'm just going to say, I think by a strength perspective that my stack is 50 times better than what the AI stack is. However, AI, they got tricks up their sleeve always. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to revisit this throughout the year, just like, rearranging or adding an altcoin to the AI portfolio or whatever the case is. I think this could be a very fun ongoing series, utilizing the power of AI and their insights to be able to not only see if we can beat AI, but maybe get some insights that we don't even know that we had. So if you enjoyed this video utilizing AI in the content a little bit, like the video down below and subscribe. And I'm going to, like I say, consistently update if they can beat me in this portfolio, because I think this is going to be a pretty good race. I like my coins, but maybe I'm biased. And like I said, maybe AI knows some bullish catalysts that we don't. They got the insider information on stuff like ASI, because I would not have chose ASI with a 10-foot pole. But hey, that's why they're AI, and I'm Hustle. So guys, I'll see y'all on the next one. As always, play well, my friends. And of course, stay bullish, my friends.